Steph, 25 years ago, the original Fever team, do you know who the original number 22 was on the roster?
I might know who that was. Yeah.
Do you know how many points number 22 averaged a game in that original season?
Not a lot, but I don't know.
7.2.
Okay.
But as Caitlin said, you probably were a good ball distributor.
Yeah, I sat on the bench a lot. Played a lot of different roles.
Still a fan favorite, though. What, just in general, what was the excitement? You look at where the excitement for women's basketball is in this franchise, based on that inaugural year when we don't know what it's going to be like and how long it's going to go.
What took everybody so long is the first thing that comes to mind. I think just being a part of this league, really. I mean, I came into this league in 1999, and being a part of this league for so long, and thinking back to our first CBA and just wanting insurance all year long to where this league is now. It's just, it's what we always thought it would be, should be, could be, and I'm thankful that I'm just still a part of it.
Coach, Amber has been very open that re-signing Kelsey Mitchell was one of the biggest focuses and one of the key points of the offseason. What has it been like to get on the court and start being able to coach a player like Kelsey Mitchell?
It's been so much fun. I mean, yeah, she's right. That was priority number one, right? And, certainly thinking about, I've been watching Kelsey Mitchell since she was a freshman in college, covered her games a lot with Big Ten Network, and have always not just admired her game and the way that she plays, but the way that she works. She was always the first one in the gym. I remember watching her a ton, working out with her dad, and just the things that she was working on showed what type of worker she was. And for us as a staff to be able to utilize her natural God-given talent, her ability to just score the basketball and trying to put her in positions to do that in a lot easier way, I think is fun for us. And being on the floor with her, it's just, she's faster than she even seems when you're on the sideline, when you're seeing her every single day. She wants to be great. She's playing, with probably the most talented team she's ever been a part of, and so I'm just really thankful that she's still in a Fever jersey.
What has been the impact for you being back in Indiana? How have you enjoyed it and related to family and things like that? Just for coincidence, the other day I had lunch with a guy who covered some of your high school games. And
that wasn't me.
Wasn't you?
No. He's not here. He's not even in sports.
Oh, okay.
He works for IU these days, but he told me
They went to that side.
He said, I remember I covered her, some of her high school games. So,
It's been great.
In terms of the family,
yeah, I mean, it's been great. It's and I say it, and it sounds cliche, but it's really true. I mean, it's coming home. I grew up with a lot of these people that are in this building. I watched people grow up that are in this building, right? I mean, it's such a family feel with this organization, with basketball in the state of Indiana. And it is coming home, and there's a certain peace that comes with that. Just as there's a certain comfort level that comes with that. But at the end of the day, we also know that we have a job to do, right? And so it's great to be back and to be familiar and to be a part of this franchise that's such a fabric of my DNA. But now that's over. We've started, and now it's time to play basketball.
Steph, a lot's rightfully been made of the championship additions to this team, the winners and the people who have been there. How have you started to see them kind of mesh on the floor with the young core and with one another?
Yeah, they've done a great job. I mean, first and foremost, you hear it vocally, just in setting the expectations and in talking about some of the little nuance, whether it's spacing or whether it's timing, whether it's intensity level in a drill. You hear them vocally, and then secondly, you see them leading by example. I think the challenge sometimes for veterans when you come in is to grow the young ones in terms of their leadership. So being willing to help navigate, but also being willing to listen. And this group has been outstanding in that, and they just raise the intensity level. I mean, we have a core group that's pretty intense in general, but when you have players like DB and Tosh and Sid and Sophie that come in and just demand excellence daily, it just takes it to another level.
This is the highest expectations the Beaver have had in a long time. You've obviously coached a great team before. What does it take throughout a season to stay on top of that when things get hard, or just keep everybody focused and not distracted?
Yeah, I mean, first things first, we got to talk about it, right? We have to make sure that you can't rely on talent. We've seen it throughout the course of professional sports. Like, talent enough isn't good enough, right? We have to rely on our daily disciplines. You know, our motivation is fleeting. Our feelings are fleeting, but we have to be disciplined in how we attack every single day. Our job as coaches is to maintain that level, not just the level that we expect, but the level that we accept on a daily basis. And so making sure we talk about it. You know, it also takes a little bit of luck, right? Like, I mean, when you're trying to accomplish the things that you want to accomplish, a lot of things have to align. We got to put it together quickly. You know, that's our job, to put it together quickly. We have to stay healthy. We want to be peaking at the right time. You know, I know everybody expects us to compete for a championship in May. Well, that's not realistic. So we've got to make sure that we're taking our daily steps and we're getting better and we're stacking days and we put the best team and the best combinations on the floor that we can.
Same level. How have you learned as a coach over the years to be better at that?
Age. I mean, you know, certainly I think life experience. You know, it's you can ask probably anybody that's over 40, close to 50, over 50, like life happens, right? Like, yes, we want to win, and yes, we're going to position ourselves to win, and yes, that's our ultimate goal. But life experience teaches us to not be too high, not be too low, that we have to approach each day and value each day with a certain discipline, a certain expectation, a certain understanding, and we have to go out and we have to live it.
Steph, tagging on that, I know some coaches maybe shy away from talking about, hey, best roster I've been around 25 years, etc. Why was it so important for you to be so transparent about that, especially about your team?
Hey, see, you got me in trouble with that 2012 team. So, no, I think the most important thing is honesty and transparency and communication. You know, I think that's always just how I've operated. It's how I wanted to be coached. It's how I want to coach. And look, like most good teams have that 8 probably player rotation. Like, we have 8 players who could start in this league. You know, we've got a 9-10 player rotation that we can use on any given day right now. And so I think the quality of depth, and look, let's be honest, the league and the talent across the league is better than it's ever been. You know, these young players that are coming in who have only known the WNBA, as opposed to some periods of time throughout the course of the WNBA where you're getting players who had regular jobs and then came back to play in the WNBA. And so the talent level across the board is as deep as it's ever been. And, you know, pressure is a privilege. It is. Like, we all know, everybody who's been a part of the team, everybody who's won championships, everybody who's been a part of growing something special knows that a lot of things have to fall in line for you to win a championship. They do. That's why it's so incredibly difficult. But we're not shying away from the fact that we want to win a championship, that we want to position ourselves every single day to win a championship.
How did you land on unity as your opening message?
What's that?
How did you land on unity as your opening message?
Well, because we have the deepest team probably that I've ever been a part of, it takes everybody, and it takes sacrifice. There are players who probably should be in rotation that might not be at times. There are players who probably should be playing more minutes that won't be at times. There are players who have open shots that pass up the shot to get the best shot on the floor. Everybody's going to have to sacrifice at some point for us to be as good as we can be. And so if you talk to people who have won championships, they talk about being stars in your role. They talk about playing outside of position. Talk about not being in rotation, right? And we have players on our team that have won championships that have done just that. They haven't been the superstars. They haven't been the one that's been asked to score all the points, right? Or to make all the assists. They've been asked to be role players and stars in their role, sometimes not playing to having to be thrown out into the fire and staying ready. And that's what it's going to take. So we have to be unified. We have to be together in everything that we do. We have to sacrifice for the Indiana Fever.
We didn't ask you the first day. Any injuries of concern here on the first week
No,
of
thank
practice?
God, Scotty.
Yep.
Thank you, Seth. All good.